Hey y'all, I wanted to talk about a couple of very concerning um, issues that have occurred uh, recently and across the nation. First of all, there is the nurse who is going to be charged with 6 deaths based on an accident she went through a light going 90 miles per hour. The car was like oncoming traffic. It looks like she was trying to unalive herself. We're trying to find out um, if it was her trying to just go through traffic because the light was red and the opposing traffic it had been going for at least a minute. She wasn't going through a yellow light and she was going so fast. And down that hill, La Brea is it's a steep hill and you start tapping on your brakes on your way down. So even if you don't know the area, she a travel nurse, you automatically feel your car declining, going down a decline. And then to the right is like it's kind of like a cliff. And I think there's like it's like an oil field. It's like right on the mouth of Baldwin Hills. So Baldwin Hills, there's it's like a sitting on oil. So there's like one of those oil pumping machines. And she did not choose to go off that cliff. She just chose to go through traffic. So people are angry, and right now her family's getting threats, and supposedly it was a issue with she was arguing with the boyfriend. We don't know, but when I look at her in court, I'm trying to figure out how to share. When I look at her in court, um, she looks like she's having some issues, like maybe she had a mental breakdown. But then the question is, you're a nurse and you're taking care of patients. How were you having mental issues, mental status issues? Because you have to be kind of together to take care of patients. You can't be, on the edge. But I want to see how I could share. If I could share here, I wanted to try to share the story.
Making her first court appearance since the Delhi crash, Nicole Linton breaks down, sitting in a wheelchair after a judge denies her bail request. The 37-year-old is accused.
So they denied her bail request, and she's, if you look at the footage, it's all over the news and social media. That she flew through that intersection to the extent, and I thank God that she didn't, because that was a gas station. It's like a gas station there and one across the street. So I'm so glad that it didn't blow up and even worse damage. And everything in LA is compact, right next to each other. Things are right next to each other. So you don't, I'm glad that nothing occurred where it was like a main explosion or anything like that. It would have been um, a lot more damage, a lot more loss of life, and what was lost was already sad enough. So I wanted to talk about that, and I also want to talk about this young man in Oklahoma who just unalived his 3 children and himself based on marital problems or problems with the children's mother who lived with him and stuff. And she was having issues. There was like affairs and whatnot. And I just want people to learn how to manage better, uh, as far as not doing such drastic things as ending your life and other people's lives. Like it's I don't know. For me, it's never that serious. A relationship ends. Okay, well, it didn't work out. But unaliving yourself is so permanent. You really can't. You can't come back from that. And for me, there's also spiritual things you got to worry about, um, in the lives of three children. And this lady, going through the light the way she did, she didn't care about other people's lives. It's obvious the way she went through that light. Because, like I said, the traffic was going. It wasn't like it was just the light had just turned and she was trying to get through a yellow light. The traffic had been going pretty good, and Slauson is a busy street. And the other cars that she was on the same lane as, they were sitting there, at the red light. So it's really, I don't know, it's really disheartening. I was really, matter of fact, I have to pass that scene each time I go to work, and it's just depressing. It's depressing passing there. So, uh, but I just want people to, take care of your mental health. Do what you can to detach from things that stress you out. Like if it's people that stress you out, you gotta distance yourself from them. If it's a relationship, just let it go. You'll get another relationship, you know. Um, and Also the case in, I think it was Philadelphia, where the young lady with the six children, um, was unalived by the children's father. You know, so now the children have nobody. The father's in jail and the mother's dead. So I don't know. I don't see how you won in that situation. To me, it's just such selfishness. Like, what are you guys? You're having kids to try to control each other, or what? Like, these are like little human beings that you have to like take care of. They're not like toys or pawns on a chessboard. You have to take care of them. So I'm not understanding why everybody's doing such drastic things as far as ending their lives and ending the lives of the people they're in relationships with or their children. Same thing with the lady in New Orleans. She wanted to try to blame the children's father who was trying to get custody, and but she didn't try to unalive herself. She just did the kids. But one of the children, I think, is still alive. They're in critical condition. But I'm just not understanding this this thing with kids and taking kids out. You know, um, I didn't see this very much growing up. I um, I didn't see it very much at all. Not even in LA. You kind of just get through your your problems in life, and you just kind of, I don't know, suck it up. You didn't just go through and come home and unalive your family and the children and stuff like that, or get behind the wheel of a car, which is already a dangerous thing, and just figure you're going to take some people with you. That's selfish. That's very selfish. Suicide itself is considered to be a selfish act because you're not considering your loved ones, or even just talk to somebody, see if somebody can maybe help you get through some problems, because it all, we all have bad days, but we get through it. So I'm hoping my connection is okay. Spectrum is usually pretty good. But anyway, um, I didn't have any real material to add. I'm not a mental health professional or anything like that, but I always just feel like there's always a better way to do things than to do something as permanent as death. And I certainly hope that people seek out those ways to help themselves as opposed to uh, something so permanent that you can't come back from. Because once you go, that's it. You can't come back. So I will um, I'll check back in tomorrow, and I want this channel to be a channel where uh, it helps people. It gives people resources to try to get through things. And apparently, there's a lot of like issues, even with mass shootings. Um, People feel unheard, and they feel like they don't have any um, alternatives to doing something real drastic. That's sad. That really saddens me that people do things to um, hurt others, and they feel like they're justified in it some way. You know. So anyway, I thank you for checking in. I will try to do at least one day a week of mental health awareness, things that we can do to try to decompress from the stress. Life is stressful and life is hard for everybody, rich and poor, you know, and trying to hold on to it. I guess trying to find love, trying to have a stable family environment, trying to maintain things. So, and people just can't cope. So, anyway, I thank you for checking in, and I will come back with hopefully more information that'll be helpful to my subscribers and my listeners. And I appreciate you. Prosper and be in good health.